Hello my fellow pocket survivors, this is the Info Fox Got Gear channel, and today we're doing a gas mask test video, but we bought one filter to start off with the video. Before we go into the video, we're gonna put a special shout out and special thanks to the Armed Forces Supply Surplus store here local in Texas. And you can guys look them up and Google them. But they sell really good, unique surplus weapon, military gear, military uniforms, everything you want, it's over there. And so far, I recently bought some few stuff, as you guys noticed. I had bought in their officer hats, so it was a good price. And I bought some few stuff, but here we're gonna get into on the point. Today we bought something from there, and we looked at it and said, why not make a video about it? Because people are kind of curious what an old age filter would work or not. Because too many kids, the internet, make videos about this, but they're very inaccurate because they're wearing an oversized head gas mask, for God's sake. I mean, they need, if they not to joke around, they probably need to review a child PDF gas mask, and there you go, that'd be a good review. But anyways, back to the point. We're going to be reviewing the gas mask filter, the original gp5. Now the gp5 is one of the original gas mask filters that used in the 1960s, or been on there for a good while, ever since communists and Red Army was born. I think that's how the original story was gone. But this filter is kind of a little dangerous, as long as if it's not damaged. I mean, I kind of did that too. I dropped it, so crap. Anyways, before you guys thinking it contains asbestos and all that stuff, this thing is a very not. It hasn't been touched gas mask filter, and for the point being said, it's produced in 1981, which that doesn't even tell if it's, I don't know if it's, well, it's 1981, so the looks of it, I already looked inside of it before. It has a different clothing in it, so it has a thick cloth in it for some reason. But anyways, we're going to review this gp5 filter. We know the risk of this filter, so I'm willing to take it. If you guys are going to spam it in the comments saying, oh, why are you using this filter, it's just not good, I'm willing to take the risk just for one. We're going to hail this 2 times and that's it. Now, we looked up online, you can put a cloth in it to secure it, and what it said is probably guaranteed to give a heavy protection as long as you can go through the procedure. And we did it. So I tested out a bunch of times, and it wasn't leaking at the charcoal at all. And so on, we're going to test this out, because if it can't leak at the charcoal, then asbestos can't go through that cloth. So we're going to test this out. Since it's a gp5 gas mask, why not test it out with a gp5? And with a gas mask filter, we'll test it out with a gas mask. So here we go. We're gonna plug this in, and then it possibly. Oh crud! She's almost dropped that. I don't know how to get a grip. There we go. So I like the look of the gas mask. Actually, it looks pretty cool with the gp5, but unfortunately, it's one of those filters where you have to be cautious about it. You can, if the filter is in good condition, you can possibly could use it. It's in good condition. Asbestos won't leak. But if it's in a bad condition, then your higher chances are you might actually come across a few other stuff right now. Hold on, before we start, I'm going to put a little tiny cloth inside the filter. Inside the nozzle, so that way you can, because I tried putting a thick layer of cloth in it and it didn't work. So if you want to use a gp5 filter, like Weapon and Stuff showed us, try using P3 cloth and get yourself a Warsack pack hose for that connects. So it's a hose that connects the gp5 to the gp5 filter, or any filter that screws on a Warsack pack. And pretty much we're going to go through this process. So we're going to do a little security procedure. We saw it in the old war videos about gas mask tutorial. Take hat off, put an arm. Gas mask on. Blow into it. Okay, and then point you back.
Okay, it's here. So, let's test it out two things. Let's listen. Doesn't really happen. Alright. Okay, it works. Okay, it works. Okay, one last thing. Hold on for a second. Okay.
So far, successfully it works, the filter. So, an 80-year-old filter, I mean, not 80-year-old, I would say 30-year-old filter, because this filter was made in 1980. And so far, it worked actually perfectly well. The cloth is probably unsecured. And no active charcoal leak whatsoever. Yeah. So, from this point being said, I did the challenge and it worked. So, I'm proud of it. So, the gp5 filter was originally designed for civilians. So, it's a civilian filter. So, is the gp5 filter considered safe? Yes and no. Depending on the quality, depends on the condition of the filter. You can easily by look at it, like there's a lot of dents in it and it looks like it's about to rust. Then I would say a no, because it might leak asbestos. But if it's a brand new filter that's been preserved for a very good while, then yeah. The most difficult part about this gas mask filter, as I'm doing right now, is actually putting the little thing in the... There we go. This thing is sturdy to seal it in, so it's probably a 100% airtight seal filter. But again, I would recommend constantly using this filter. Those of your kids out there on YouTube doing gas mask reviews, watch out for these filters. They contain asbestos. You can actually use them depending on the quality of the filter, but if in health reasons, I would highly advise not to try attempt to use these unless you you know the way what's the consequences of using these and so on. So I put a cloth in everything and I secured everything in it, so it's foolproof. And for the looks of it, I was getting a little weird, like, am I getting a scent? But no, I remember I just brushed my teeth, so my breath kind of smells like mint. But again, it worked perfectly. Even just by smelling the nozzle, I don't smell any scent in it or nothing. This filter might be my best bet. That be your safest filter. This is actually Polish, but inside of it looks like looks Russian. But the seller took the part of this filter and then convert this into a Polish filter. So it's a Polish inside a Russian filter, and it also has parts, chemical parts from the Israeli. That's why he packed it all into this filter, which expires in, relevantly it says expires on a little cap lid. Expires in 2025, I think that's the age of the filter. It's not NBC, but it is the chemicals that won't. So it's still on date. The seller did sell me other stuff too, but again, this is an eBay seller. So a special thanks to Armed Forces Supplies store for selling me, and thanks for selling me for this gp5 filter and this cool hat that I got personally got 15% discount if you give a good Yelp review and good Google review. They'll grant you a 50% off, and so on. So what's really cool about this filter is it has a classic retro look in it, but sadly, as you can see, if you look around, you can see some lead paint coming off already. But let's see. Try to scrape off of as much as I can so I can run through the procedure. The best way to do this, if you want to test this filter and take the risk, be my guest, just do your favor and get a butter knife or something to scrape off this lead paint, so when you plug it in, no lead paint can escape. Because you can see, you see lead paint falling off. So I want to be careful with that. But again, this it's not coming apart, so I'm nowhere near in risk. Which take a look at the filter. Nope. In particular, there's nothing escaped. I mean, first layer cloth, when I put it in, the cloth has gone through it, so it sucks. So yeah, something has came out. No asbestos has came out, so the filter is secured from asbestos. But again, this is a one-time only. I'm gonna be interview this filter, because the next filter I'm gonna be buying that. Actually, next video, I'm going to try to shoot for the NATO mask. The NATO mask are at least a lot safer than these. But these are cool looking. But if I wanted to wear one of these, I would take the whole thing out and then role play with this empty filter, which I know people are going to be, it's going to be a risk, but again, it's a filter I'm going to go through. Okay, so if you guys got any questions or anything you want me to ask, hey, go ahead and you can answer in the comments down below. And what you guys think of the outfit I have on currently. If my camera can be fixed, I haven't quite fixed that yet. So far, since Halloween's coming up, I'm going to be wearing this for Halloween. Just to walk around with my brothers and everything. Because my brother's going to be Apocalypse character he made up or something, I don't know. So he's going to be based on the ghost character from Fallout New Vegas, Dead Money. But that's what he's going to be. To me, I'm just going to be a Soviet officer wearing a safer filter with a gp5 on, which I looked in the mirror. I think the gp5 looked relevantly more better than using the PMG. Just for sakes, is that this is an infantry mask. I don't think infantry mask would look good on me. Officer would wear PMG 2, but I only have the gp5. But still, no one's gonna really notice anyways, because I live in a state where no one's a big fan of this kind of stuff. But anyways, smash that like, hit that notification bell, and if you like more of these videos, subscribe for more. And thank you guys for all those 6 subscribers out there on the internet. It really means a lot, actually, because now since you guys subscribe, I might do more. Thanks to those 6 subscribers, I'm going to do an Israeli gas mask review. But again, it's time to set aside the Soviets series of gas mask interviews and move on with the NATO filters. So I may not get Israeli. I might just go ahead and buy myself one of those gas masks from the top shelf that's maybe worth $100 or $60, depending on the quality of the mask. Well, actually, they don't care what the quality is. They just want to buy it. But anyways, that's going to be my main plan, because there's NATO filters. You have so many varieties with NATO filters. To me, I only have 3 filters. The other one I can't find. This is the Polish filter that's completely safe. I made a last video. And then here's the new filter I just recently did a video about. And recently, I wouldn't recommend you get into this filter at all. If you have received one of these, just put a cloth in it and secure it. Otherwise, just put it in your shelf and say, "Oh, cool! Look, I'll get a child PDF filled a gas mask," and just leave it there. Because again, the child gas mask won't even fit on me. I went to the surplus to try one on my head, and it barely fits. And then so on, so on. So following, I'll be using this filter out. Safe. And the gas mask is also going to be used too. I might have to buy another gp5 for sakes of it. And then maybe later in the future I could do a little giveaway, so if anyone gives a shout out and everything, but I don't know. So catch you guys later. And smash that like I said, and see you guys in the next video. Peace out.